What's up, guys? Patty Mel here. I know it's been a long time, but hey, we came back and we got some new stuff coming. All this, I think you may could guess what this is for, but hey, I'm gonna show you up close and personal here in a second. So what we got here, we got all the parts we need: the bottle, the mounting bracket for the throttle plate, the solenoids, the controller right here for everything, the purge system right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, I mean, and then these are those are for something later. But yeah, everything's gonna be pretty, you know, straightforward, I guess. Hopefully we get this right. I know we will. Excuse the ratcheting noise. The first thing we're doing is mounting the bottle bracket. So this is, if you guys don't know, Buddy got a new car. It's a 2000 Camaro SS F body, and has got an LS1. So, you know, typical F body stuff talk. But yeah, you got to remove the seats first to get the bracket mounted. You got to remove what, 4 bolts?
This one holds these in.
Just one that holds each. All right, now that's out. Ooh, look at all that dirt. Might have to vacuum out that stuff, huh?
Oh yeah.
So, from what we can see is the bracket for the bottle just kind of sits in between the seats there, and they gave us some hardware to drill some holes and mount it from there. So, what do you think about 5 bolts? 5, 6 bolts?
6.
6 bolts to hold it down.
Yep.
I think it goes the other way, buddy. About right there, or does it go the other way? Does it go like this? Like up there?
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that looks about pretty good. I mean, so you know, however you guys want to mount it, I guess. But then, you know, after that, drill holes 1, 2, and 3 here, and it's the same on the other side. I mean, if you guys are okay with drilling holes in your fucking car, oh, oops, shouldn't have cussed. Drilling holes in your car, I mean, that's totally up to you, really. You know, so I mean, our first priority is mounting the bottle real quick, and then probably gonna put the bottle on then, and then test to see where some lines would go to the engine bay. Probably put the lines in. Then, what'd you say? Oh, like that? Oh, well, however you guys want to mount it. What else did you say we were going to do after this?
Get the solenoids mounted and get the plate installed.
Okay, yeah. And then the lines, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then the lines. My bad, guys. Let's see. And after you got your holes drilled, it'd probably be best if you get the mounting brackets out, or before, however you want to do it, before you drill the holes. This we decided to actually put the mounting brackets on before we drilled the holes. So I mean, we almost missed a step, but we got it. So we're going to test fit to see where the bottle's going to sit and how good he can reach back and turn the bottle on. So since we got the mounting brackets on, grab the bottle, the pure bottle, and try to
Yeah. Loosen the clamps for one. Which is weird. I don't like these. Do you?
Yeah, not bad. See what they're trying to do.
Yeah, how weird. A lot of threads on them bitches, that's for sure.
Big bottle on it.
Alright. Now we're gonna slip the bottle in there. Oh, wow. Big bottle, huh? Oh, by the way, guys, this is only a 10-pound bottle. I mean, they probably go up to what, 15?
I think like 20s now.
20? Oh, that's pretty fucking big. This one's already big. Whoop. Put them on the side here. Tighten them down. Now you guys want to make sure that you have these clamps accessible. I mean, they kind of made it so it kind of is accessible, but you never know. We do stuff where we thought we put the clamp in the right spot and it turns out to be a terrible spot.
I don't even know if these bolts are the right ones.
But yeah, that's how the bottle will look on the bracket there and the mount. Now we're gonna go in and test it out again. Oh yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? Ooh, that looks pretty damn good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that looks like a good test fit. He proves it. So now we're just gonna drill the holes and be on our way from there. So while we were drilling, our bit just decided to snap off in the car. I really don't know how that happened. We didn't hit nothing, but I guess it was just time for this bit to go, woo, go by. Isn't that right? This is how it'll look. It's actually 4 bolts instead of 6, unfortunately. So bolt, washer on that side, on the underside of the car, another washer, and then lock nut on all 4 of them. So we just did one in front, one in back, and we did the same thing on the other side, one on front, one on back. And that is how really F-body bracket and mount should look like for a nitrous bottle, or in this case we are using a nitrous outlet, or yeah, nitrous outlet nitrous kit. Now it is time to put the plate on there. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take this off, this, and then take the throttle body off, correct? So it's just gonna be a bunch of 10 mils for, in this case, his intake box, which needs new rubber on there. A couple of alligator clamps, unplug mass airflow. Might as well unplug the idle control sensor there. And make sure you guys lay your parts and your bolts that you get together. Oh, and you guys love my my radiator brackets. They look good, don't they? Hasn't failed yet. Come over here. It looks mint, doesn't it, guys? That motor looks mint. Rebuilt it ourselves. Well, he did. I just kind of helped put it in. Yeah, this is a painstaking process. And bracket, hard lines, solenoids. So this would just basically bolt on in between the throttle body and the intake itself. I don't know necessarily where these are going to go just yet. And then the solenoids, we'll find a place inside the engine bay for those. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's definitely a process, isn't it, buddy?
Oh yeah.
Patience is key with this sort of stuff too, especially wiring. Wiring, you gotta be it's a very tedious process. Oh, especially when we get to the wiring, man, I'm gonna have a really fun time wiring up this thing. May have to get some extra wire. Hopefully we got some. Uh-oh. Tearing it open. Ooh, those look pretty good. Even got brackets for them.
Ready for the intake.
Ah, so they mount on the intake.
Yes.
Interesting. Packaging is very hard.
Mint. Should have some new bolts.
And, ooh, new bolts.
Knife.
Oh, knife. And they do give you new bolts to fit the bracket.
Longer bolts.
Well, yeah, longer bolts to fit the bracket with the throttle body, the existing throttle body. Let's see, these are connectors, looks like. And looks like a little diagram there, maybe? Looks like it. Yeah, so this, you guys probably can't see, but there's little holes where the nitrous will just shoot directly behind the throttle body into the intake.
Okay, fittings towards the firewall.
And be sure you put the bracket on right. Fittings towards the firewall. If you didn't hear it from him already. So washer, bolt, washer, bolt, washer, bolt, and then bam. Put that baby in there and rip her on in. Like that. Hand thread them in there. Yeah, they gotta be raised up a little bit on that side. Hand thread them at first, then, oh, we call this guy Stubby Bob. This guy never lets us down. Milwaukee Fuel M12, baby.
Oh yeah.
And, of course, they take the infamous 10. Oh, yeah. So we just found this out the hard way. We tried to bolt up the plate with the throttle body. Ooh, they send you two types of bolts. They send you long ones like this guy, and then one that's just about a little bit shorter. You're going to want to use the shorter one to bolt that up, because or else you're just going to be hitting like a bunch of stuff, especially like right here. I mean, the bottom side don't really matter. It's just the top side, you got a bunch of molding and stuff up here that you might hit and won't fit properly. Yeah, so this is what the bracket will look like on the throttle body. Nitrous on this side, fuel on that side. I got hard lines that will come from the solenoids in to those. I'm pretty sure that's how it will work. But then, you know, after you put the bracket on, you got to readjust your throttle cable, and they give you this nifty little bracket here with a couple of bolts, but no nuts to secure it on the other side where it's supposed to go. So you kind of gotta finesse this, try to find your own nuts per se. Oh, handy tool, a magnet. Keep this around. Come in handy, especially when you lose stuff in the engine bay. And find the right nuts that can work with these bolts that we got. Money?
Money.
Which it always pays to have a couple of nut and bolt packs. Always a plus to have. Alright, now here it is. The extended bracket right there with extra mounting. If you can see it.
I'm assuming.
Gotta make sure that throttle body is in there and pretty straightforward. And okay, now we are going to be mounting the solenoids for the fuel. This one's for the fuel. It's red fuel, and then this one is for the nitrous, which is black. And these two lines will run into the plate from the solenoids, if I presume correctly. Yeah, sure. And the nitrous solenoid and the fuel solenoid have brackets on them, as you can see right here. That will just bolt right on a spot on the intake, and it should be fairly easy from there. And it also has adjustments right here to twist the bracket whichever way you need it, or the solenoid whichever way you need it to go. So connect the hard line there. Trying to find which bolt to use on the intake to
Oh my gosh, tomorrow's Easter.
bolt it on there. Oh man, that's pretty far back there, isn't it, buddy? So as I hope you guys can see, as you can tell, he's got the fuel hard line fuel on there, and the fuel line ends all the way back there. Oh man, that's a rough spot, isn't it? Whew. So it looks like it might bolt on all the way back there. And then this one looks like it'll bolt up on, there's a bolt right here where my finger is on this other side of the rails. If you own an F body, I feel sorry for you, because this thing, pain in the fucking ass to work under, isn't it? Pain in the fucking ass. And hopefully we can get this right, where we can have least resistance under here if we have to go under here, which looks like it might have to happen.
So guys, we were unable to bracket up the solenoids. We ran into a little snag, so we're gonna have to come out with a different game plan. I think we're gonna call it a night. So part one, I want to make this a two-parter, hopefully. I mean, if there has to be a third part, so be it. But yeah, the end of part one, and I'll see you guys in part two.